Welcome to Langley Speedway in Hampton, Virginia on this Labor Day 2020. The greatest thing about Labor Day is that most of us don't have to work. And we can enjoy some good old fashioned racing here at the short track. We are kicking off Crooked Line Racing's Monday Night Madness season tonight. It's a new season. We have Brandon Mettler, our defending champion from last season, and we have 15 cars entering this race here tonight. And we are racing the super late models. And there you have a little bit of information about these cars for the season that we're going to be running here on Monday nights, starting just after or right around 6 o'clock Pacific time, and that'll be 8 o'clock Central Standard Time and 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And Short Chef Broadcasting is proud to bring you the Crooked Line Racing Monday Madness with the super late models. As you can tell, these cars have a V8 engine with 358 cubic inches, 550 horsepower, 4-speed manual transmissions. They weigh about 2,800 pounds, and they reach top speeds of around 190 miles an hour, which they won't be running here at Langley. Right now at Langley, this is a very short circle track. They are running right around 100 miles an hour. Let's bring you a little bit more information on this track. Langley Speedway is located in Hampton, Virginia. It is 0.4 miles long. We are currently looking at an ambient temperature of 77 degrees. A relative humidity of 83%, is partly cloudy, and we have a 5-mile-an-hour wind. The track temperature is only 79 degrees here. We are under the lights, and a cool track is good for the drivers. It means for a lot less slippery conditions. So right here in Langley, we are going to be looking at 125 laps to kick off that new season for Crooked Line Racing, short track oval racing on Monday nights. My name is Mark, and I'm going to be taking you through this here. We have a few more minutes of practice to go. You can see the running order, or the lap times, I should say, that they posted in practice. It is Dustin Mumbercat in first position with Tarasenko in the second position and Sean Woodside in third. And most of the cars have taken it back to the pit road or the garage area. They're getting ready for qualifying. Qualifying will be short-lived. It is only 5 minutes. They get 2 laps to post their best times, and that will determine the grid position for this 125 lap race here at the short oval of Langley. So what else can we tell you? The fuel capacity of the cars has been reduced to 60%. That means a little bit more pit stops than in real life. They only have 2 tire sets to play with in this 125 lap race, which means the drivers are gonna have to be aware of tire management and making sure that they make that stuff last. They have a fixed setup, meaning that they cannot alter everything on the car. Most things like shock absorbers, camber settings, and suspension settings cannot be changed. They can, however, change the brake bias and the steering ratio, and that is pretty much it for what they can do. They also have one fast repair at their disposal. Fast repair means that they can instantly fix their car if it sustains damage during the race. That'll be one time only, and any more damage that they will get, they will have to deal with either by lengthier pit stops to get it fixed. iRacing will calculate that for them, or they can just keep on running with it. All right, folks, it looks like we are going to head into qualifying here, and we'll see whoever we can follow. It is individual qualifying. We can follow anybody that's on the track, and they cannot see each other because they're out there by themselves on their own. So 2 laps, 1 out lap, 2 laps that are timed. It looks like we have cars on the track. That is Mark Young, the number 55 driver from Harvey, New Brunswick in Canada, driving the Recar Frederiction car, the number 55. And he is not the only one out there. Oh, and I Since the last time we met, which was the final race of the previous season, I do have to apologize to Lauren Arfman. I thought that was a lady, and it is not. Lauren Arfman is as much a man as most of the other guys, so Lauren, I apologize for that. I was not aware of that, so we're not going to make that same mistake twice this season. Well, and it looks like I was misinformed. Qualifying is open. All cars on the track. We see defending champion Brandon Mettler just being pushed off the pole position there. And it looks like we need to reset scoring here really quickly. There you see the times on the top left of your screen. It is now Sean Woodside that has brought in the best, that has brought the best lap down to 14 seconds, 0.642, and Brandon Mettler in second. And it looks like those guys are done fairly quickly here with qualifying. We are looking for James McClellan to set a time. Jason Tarasenko not yet set a time. Dustin Moberget is coming out as we speak in the number 16 car. He is from Tiny, Ontario in Canada, running the Trent Goodrow Designs and Ryan Kuhn Motorsports car. And the cars that are done, they seem to be pulling to the inside of the track really quickly to make way for the drivers that haven't set a time yet. We have 16 cars entering qualifying currently. We are waiting on lap times from Dustin here and Garrett Crow and James McClellan. Jason Tarasenko. Mumberket puts it on the provisional pole there, as you can see. And now we're waiting for Garrett Crow and James McClellan. They are not yet out on track. Not sure what the deal is with them. There we have Tanner Marr currently in 7th position. Now we watched a little bit of qualifying and we've seen some drivers getting pretty loose on the exit of the turn, so that'll be something to watch for. Being a little bit too eager on the gas out of the turns may turn that back end around and get you in trouble. And there we have Joshua Sexton parking it on the infield there, trying to make way for the drivers that are still out there on the track, trying to get in that lap time. Garrett Crow now out on the track, trying to get his lap time in. Bit unusual for the NASCAR style races to see open qualifying, but all the more fun for us. We get to see some more of the drivers. Brandon Mettler, early qualifier, already pushed down to the 9th position here. Jason Tarasenko pushed himself up to the 2nd spot. And there is James McClellan, the final driver out on the track that still has to post a time here. Ooh, scrapes the wall there. That lap will be disallowed. They have to make clean laps to make those laps count. iRacing will immediately disallow the time if you hit the wall or get off track or spin it around or one way or another. There's another one. That scrape might just work, and he might just get away with that one. Let's see if scoring gives him that time as he comes back around. Nope, iRacing has not given him that time. He has not scored a time. All right, so qualifying in the books. And that brings us right to the grid here at the start of the new season. There you have it, the grid for tonight for the first race of the season, 125 laps here at Langley. Dustin Mumberket is on pole position. And it looks like we have, hold on just a second, we have Jason Tarasenko alongside him, both Canadian drivers, so good start for the Canadian side of things here. On the second row, we have Sean V. Woodside and Bill Gross. Then on the third row, we have Joshua Sexton and Scott Drost, another Canadian. And on the fourth row, we have Scotty Stevens and Garrett Crow. And on the fifth row, Ryan Bean, Brandon Mettler, our defender, our title defender. And on the sixth row, we have Tanner Marr and Chris Northington. Then a little bit further, on the seventh row, we have Mark Young and Lauren Arfman. And on the eighth row, we have Tyler Johnson and James McClellan, also Canadian. And we do not have a time for James. So there you have it, folks. The field is set for the new season. We are getting ready to race here at Langley Speedway and start off a new season with the Crooked Line Racing Series, short oval racing with the super late models. As you saw, these cars have big V8 engines in them. They run about 100 to 110 miles an hour on this track. Once again, they have two sets of tires to play with. They will have to manage their tires. They have 60% fuel capacity, so they should be coming in a little bit more often than in real life. We have 125 laps to go. I'm not sure what the fuel window is, but it is definitely possible to do this on a one-stop. I've seen drivers run over 65 laps in practice, so that should be possible for these guys. And it looks like we don't have Jason Tarasenko on the track here. Not sure what's going on with him. It looks like Jason is in the pit. If I can find him, there he is, the number 21 car. That is bad news. He'll have to start behind the field. As they pass by, they will open the pits for him, so Jason is going to have a major disadvantage here. Qualified better than that, so that is unfortunate for him. Bill Gross picks up that front row position alongside Dustin Mumberget. The entire field behind each other, nicely lined up here. The pace car coming in. We are ready for a brand new season at Crooked Line Racing on Monday nights. It's Dustin Mumberget that picks up the lead right away with Sean Woodside in second. Bill Gross dropping back to third. It is Joshua Sexton in the 51 car that runs in fourth position, and Scotty Stevens there in the number 2. Looks like he is getting a little tap in the back from the 28 car of Ryan Bean. And there they are running around in single file, it looks like. The 55 of Mark Young surpassing Garrett Crow there in the 38. That is for 9th and 10th position. We have James McClellan passing Lauren Arfman for the 14th position. It is Sean Woodside currently running the quickest lap on track. Dustin Mumberget is the one that he is chasing. Bill Gross still in third. Joshua Sexton still in fourth. 4 laps down already. The laps tick away quick on a short track like this. Dustin Mumberget hangs on to that lead with a couple of car lengths on Sean Woodside. Fairly cool track here, as I told you. This track temperature is about 79 degrees Celsius. That makes it easier on the tires, and that makes for a little bit less slippery. The track is going to be rubbered in here nicely. Hopefully they can start running double wide through the turns in a little bit. We started out with a fairly fresh track at the beginning of 1 hour of practice, but it should be a little bit better already. You can see Bill Gross running a little bit lower there than Sean Woodside, getting his wheels underneath that yellow line. There is not very much banking here in Langley, but the apron is still a little bit flatter, and it looks like he is running that line very smoothly. Let's ride along here with Bill Gross. Keeping that car tightly by that line, and it looks like he is rolling towards Woodside there in second position. There you have him. The number 12 car of Bill Gross looks like he is moving towards Woodside in front of him. There might be something developing right here. The number 45 car of Sean Woodside. Oh, and we have a yellow situation. There has been something going on. It looks like Scotty Stevens may have been the one that is in trouble. There you have it. He is turning that car around, too eager on the gas. As I said before, that happens every once in a while here at a short speedway like that. He gives it a little bit too much gas there coming off turn 4 and swings that back end around, barely, almost saves it, but not quite, and he touches the inside wall. We can take another look at what happens here. Oops, a little bit further back. There you see him coming off the turn, a little bit eager on the gas and not quite quick enough to save it. Touches that inside wall, and he has a damaged nose there. That shouldn't hurt him too much. He'll be all right with that. And as you see him coming out, the pace car rolls out onto the track, and everybody lines up behind the Mustang pace car here at Langley Speedway. And we'll watch for people coming into pit road and see if they need some repairs. We have one driver that has a wave around. That looks like Jason Tarasenko. That is good for him. Good news for him. He'll be back on the lead lap, catching up with the rest of the pack. So this yellow comes at a good time for him. We don't see anybody taking to pit road. It would be a little bit early, obviously. If they only have 2 sets of tires to play with, there would be no point in changing those tires right now. So we're expecting pit stops right around lap 60 or 65, something like that. There might be some drivers that burn their tires up a little bit quicker and pit early. There might be some drivers that run a little bit longer and don't burn up their tires and save their tires for the last part of the race. We see Scotty Stevens coming in. He's most likely going to try and see if he can get some of that damage repaired. It'll be good to see where the other cars are. He would want to come out before they reach turn 4. And the same is true for the number 5 car of Tyler Johnson. He is here. Not sure if he had any damage. I don't believe he was involved in any of it. And as you can see, he is moving out right before the pack hits the entry of pit lane. That way he is not going down a lap, and he can stay on the lead lap and catch up with the rest of the field there. The lights on the pace car already turned off. That means we're getting ready to go back to racing here. Dustin Mumberget still in the lead, with Woodside on his outside there in the numbers 45 car. Bill Gross behind him in the 12 car, and on the outside of the second row it is Joshua Sexton in the 51. Then it's the 28 of Ryan Bean. There we go. Once again, Dustin Mumberget has a good start. Bit of a jump on the field there. This time Woodside stays with him a little bit better than the first time. There you have him in second position. And Bill Gross has dropped back a couple of car lengths on that restart. But he is hanging on to third position with Ryan Bean on his tail there in the 28 car. Joshua Sexton in the 51. We have some activity back here in the pack. The 72 of Lauren Arfman is trying to get by the 71 of James McClellan. The number 2 of Scotty Stevens already back in that mix there. It doesn't look like that damage is hurting him whatsoever. He's past the 71 and the 70 and the 21 car there. And it looks like we have trouble for Bill Gross. What has happened to Bill? Let's go find out. Ooh, he had a little touch from the 28, and that pulls him right into pit lane. That is very unfortunate. No such worry for Dustin Mumberget. And it looks like Bill Gross is out there stuck in pit lane. That is very unfortunate for him. Oh, he's gone to the pits now. And that is going to drop him down the order. He's already 3 laps behind just from going through the pit lane and stopping at his pit. That's how fast it goes on these short tracks, folks. It is, you got stay on the ball here. Ryan Bean has now picked up third position because of that. And I'm sure there might be a little bit of wording going by between these drivers. Ryan Bean and Bill Gross. Bill was in third, got turned around. Tanner Marr is in fourth position. And it is Mark Young in the 55 car that is in fifth. And let's go find James McClellan in the 71. Looks like he is trying hard to stay up here with Tyler Johnson. Jason Tarasenko has moved up through the field quite a bit, as has Scotty Stevens. He is doing his best to make up for that earlier spin and try to gain some more track position here. Jason Tarasenko now going to his inside and picking up that position. That is actually the 10th position they are racing for. Mettler here is worrying about Chris Northington right behind him, and the 38 of Garrett Crow is in front of him. And up at the front, it is Dustin Mumberget that is pulling away by 2 seconds, no less, than from Sean Woodside in the second position. Ryan Bean is about 2 seconds behind Woodside, and Tanner Marr is about a 0.8 of a second behind Bean. So let's bring her back here to Brandon Mettler with Chris Northington right on his tail there. A group of 4 cars. That is Jason Tarasenko and Scotty Stevens that are on their tail there as well in the 21 car. And the number 2 car, you can see him. Oh, the 21 going around the outside there of the number 1. Can't quite get it done, but he keeps it alongside. Can he get her done now? Wow, that is some good driving. He's got some good momentum on that higher side. It looks like that track is rubbering in quite nicely. Chris Northington is not giving up, though. Of course, he's got the advantage of the inside line, running a little bit less mileage there. The 21 has to slow down to avoid running into him, and that brings Scotty Stevens right on his inside there. And it looks like Scotty Stevens has the upper hand here. The one running wide, and Scotty Stevens picking up that 9th position, no less. Tyler Johnson coming alongside. The number 1 is stuck on the outside, and he also has to let go of Jason Tarasenko and drops back to 12th position. And now he's got to be careful for the number 12 car. That is Bill Gross, 6 laps behind, but obviously on new tires. He's trying to make up for lost ground. Tanner Marr and Ryan Bean fairly close together. Well, about a half a second there. Tyler Johnson on the outside there in the number 5, being passed by Jason Tarasenko. Scotty Stevens leading this pack here, working his way back through the field after his early little mistake. About a second behind Brandon Mettler. And Chris Northington coming to the inside of Tyler Johnson's number 5 car, trying to pick up that position. And it looks like he does so. He fights his way back to the 10th position. The 11th position. Tyler Johnson now in 12th. The number 12 car of Bill Gross is mixing himself in there, but he is 6 laps down, and he is just trying to work his way through the field to catch those laps back if he can. He's going to need some yellows and some wave arounds to bring it back to the lead lap for sure. And it looks like the leaders are already lapping the drivers in the backpack there. Scotty Drost and Lauren Arfman already being lapped by the number 16 car of Dustin Mumberget. Your leader here now passing the 71 of James McClellan. It is Sean Woodside that has 5 seconds down on Mumberget. So quite a bit of distance there between the number 1 and the number 2 drivers. Tanner Marr, and he is right behind Ryan Bean there, chasing the number 28 car for the third position. And it looks like he is definitely catching up. And obviously, Ryan Bean may have already overdriven those tires. Ooh, there you see the 28 car having to slow down to avoid crashing into the wall there. And that means that the number 4 of Tanner Marr picks up third position. We have Scotty Stevens in the number 2 car going into the pits on lap number 43. That is fairly early and under green, but he needs new tires evidently. And that is going to drop him back. So hopefully the others will have to pit under green as well. Otherwise, that is going to be a costly move that he made there. The number 16 of Dustin Mumberget working his way through traffic. There we see Sean Woodside in the 45, currently by himself. He is about 6.3 seconds behind Mumberget. Ryan Bean in the 28, catching back up to Tanner Marr, it looks like, in the number 4 car. That is the battle for third position. Tyler Johnson in the number 5 car, right behind the number 1 of Chris Northington. That is the fight for the number 10 position. Tanner Marr holding off Ryan Bean in the 28 car. Looks like Ryan is struggling a little bit to keep up. Obviously, tires could be a factor. We've got almost 50 laps on that first set there, so that could be an issue for him. So Stevens, we saw him go to the pits in the number 2 car. He is now 5 laps down, so a green flag pit stop, folks, is indeed very costly. Tanner Marr once again holding off the 28. That is the fight for third position. Tyler Johnson still chasing that number 1 car.
The yellow flag is out.
We have a yellow. Let's go find out what was going on there. Ooh, the number 2 runs into the back end of the 38. Luckily, not much damage. The 38 gets it back underway here. Let's go and see if we can bring that back from a little bit wider angle. The number 2 trying to work his way through the field there, closing in on the 38. And there you have it. A little tap on the back. The 38 slowing at the exits, being careful on those older tires. Getting a little tap from the number 2, that was Scotty Stevens. And luckily, Garrett Crow is back on his way. Now we're at lap 53, so it would not be totally surprising if we would see some people coming into the pits for some service. We've already seen Scotty Stevens do it under green. He is 6 laps down from the leaders. So that, I would say, was a bit of a costly move, obviously. Dustin in the number 16 car, your leader currently. And Sean Woodside behind him in the 45. Then it's Tanner Marr. We see Chris Northington going into pit road. And that is one of the few takers, it looks like, to get his service. And obviously, this is going to be a lot less costly than the green flag pit stop. He might even make it to stay on that lead lap. As you can see, he's back out, and he will pick up that tail end of the field, not having lost that much time. Of course, he is already a lap down. That's how quick it goes around here. Short laps. Currently shown in 14th position. Jason Tarasenko still on the lead lap, worked his way through quite a bit of the field, having started from the back end in the number 21 car, currently shown in the 7th position. And your leader, Dustin Mumberget. The number 2 is right behind him there. That is Scotty Stevens. He is not on the lead lap. And I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like he is dropping back through the field. Letting the other guys pass by. The lead lap cars will be in front of the lapped cars on the restart. And we're getting ready to get started once again here, lap 56. We're going to go into lap 57, getting the green flag here at Langley Speedway. There we go. Dustin Mumberget is really early on the gas, trying to surprise everybody and pull a little bit away from him, and it looks like that is working. Sean Woodside about 2-3 car lengths behind him. Tanner Marr in third position, also about 2-3 car lengths. And
The yellow flag is out.
we have an issue there for what looks like James McClellan there. Let's bring back and see what's going on. The number 5 and the number 71, Tyler Johnson and James McClellan. It looks like the 5 comes in a little bit early. Ooh, and then more cars run into that mess. That is always very unfortunate if something happens in front of you and you can't just slam these cars on the brakes, because that would lock up the brakes and get you. Ooh, he turns around right in front of the leader. James McClellan still rolling, and I haven't seen him come into the pits. Chris Northington in front of him in 13th. Brandon Mettler there in the 015 car. Brandon from Monroe, North Carolina, into making racing videos, I understand. Brandon is the number 8 position with Lauren Arfman behind him. And Lauren is the final driver on the lead lap in that 72 car. Lap number 61, still not very many takers on pit road. Another lap behind the pace car, folks. Scott Drost in the number 15 car here. Scott is running 11th. He's a lap down from the leaders. And Garrett Crow also a lap down, and he's still running. The 72 there. James McClellan is still rolling along. And it looks like we'll be going single file on this restart, because the yellow came very closely after the other yellow. And that means that there is a little bit less crowded traffic on the track as we restart going into lap 64. Dustin on the high line there. There he goes. Once again, early on the gas. You could see Sean Woodside having a little trouble getting on the gas there. A little bit of a wiggle in the back end. And Mumberget pulls away from him on that restart by about 2 or 3 car lengths. Tanner Marr still in third. Jason Tarasenko now going around the outside of Ryan Bean, putting that 21 car in the number 4 position, and it looks like James McClellan has brought it to pit road, trying to find his pit stall. Not sure why he went in there. Maybe he spun around going into pit road. Let's find out what happened here to the 71. No, he's diving into pit road for himself, and that is kind of a strange move after just having had a yellow. Maybe he figured out that there was some damage on that car and it didn't run exactly the way he wanted to. He is back out. 2 laps behind the leader, so it wasn't a very lengthy pit stop. Maybe just took on a little bit of repair there. Tanner Marr still in third, now being challenged. I'm sorry, that Tanner Marr is the number 4, challenging the 45, and Jason Tarasenko right behind him there. That is the positions 2, 3, and 4 right there together. Obviously, the 45 does have a little bit of trouble keep matching the pace of Dustin Mumberget. Jason Tarasenko also looking strong there in that number 21 car at the tail end of this group of 3. And Ryan Bean seems to be trying to catch on with him in that 28 car. Jason Tarasenko from Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Also Langley, but not the same as this one. And the number 4 now trying to put pressure on Woodside. Coming off that turn quite well. And it looks like he actually had to slow down a little not to run into the back end of the 45. As you can see, that right front damage on the number 4 car from that earlier incident. It looks like the 4 has got the grip to be better off the turns, but the 45 is kind of slowing him down there. It's going to be trying to get to his inside, but it's not that easy with these short straights. The 21 hanging on very well there. The 28 of Ryan Bean also at the back end of this group. Ooh, the 4 runs wide and the 21 gets underneath him. And Jason Tarasenko in that 21 picks up 3rd position from Tanner Marr just because he ran a little wide. And also Ryan Bean doing a good job hanging with these guys here in the 5th position. A little bit further back, it is Mark Young, the number 12 of Bill Gross, working his way through the field. That red car. Then it's Joshua Sexton in the 51 that is in 7th. And he's got Brandon Mettler behind him, and Lauren Arfman there is just been taken down a lap by the leader, Dustin Mumberget. Woodside now being passed by the 21. Let's see if we can bring that back real quick. There you have it. He gets underneath him coming off turn 4 and then pursues that move into turn 1 and 2, gets underneath the 45 and takes over the 2nd position. Jason Tarasenko. Oh, there we see the 71 of James McClellan get into trouble. He's in front of these guys trying to stay out of the way as he's being lapped. He gets up into the gray area, no grip at all, and he walks the wall there. Luckily, he can keep on going. Tarasenko now in 2nd. Sean Woodside into 45 behind him. Tanner Marr in 4th position. Tanner has done some good stuff since the start of the race. He picked up 7 positions. And Ryan Bean picked up 4 since the start. Mark Young has also picked up 7 positions in that 55 car. And the 12 behind him, that is not for position. Bill Gross is still 7 laps down, matching the pace of the field here, but not making very much progress at this point. Woodside and Tanner Marr there, working their way through traffic. It looks like Tarasenko has pulled out on him. And they're going underneath the 72 there. Lauren Arfman making way for the leaders. Tanner Marr now working on the 45. Dustin Mumberget is 4.8 seconds ahead of Jason Tarasenko, and Tarasenko is 1.1 second ahead of the 45 of Sean Woodside here, and he's got Tanner Marr to worry about on his tail. The 28 of Ryan Bean is waiting on the back seat there, waiting for something to happen and taking advantage. Right behind Ryan Bean, we have the 72 of Lauren Arfman being overtaken by the 55. Woodside is hanging on. Looks like Tanner has a little bit more trouble keeping up with him now. Ryan Bean right behind him. So this group here is battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Let me correct that. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No, that's correct. And we can get a ride along here with Tanner Marr chasing that number 45 car there. You can see the right front fender being curled up a little bit. Fairly bumpy track, as you can tell. And behind us, it is the 28 of Ryan Bean in the Amazon's livery. And it looks like he is past the 45. Let's go bring that back for you and see what's happened. Looks like he gets off the turn a little bit better, gives the 45 a little bit of a tap there. And that causes the 45 to run wide. I'm sure Sean Woodside's not going to be too thrilled about that. The 28 has also gone by him. So Woodside has dropped back to to the 5th position. Tanner Marr now in 3rd, and Ryan Bean in 4th. Dustin Mumberget 5.2 seconds ahead. Jason Tarasenko 2.8 seconds ahead. Looks like Sean Woodbridge is not giving up here just yet. He is getting closer to the 28 once again. And further back in the field, we see Tyler Johnson getting around James McClellan. Woodside comes by the 28th. Let's bring that back and see what's going on. The 28, just not enough momentum coming off the turn. The 45 just gets underneath. So Sean Woodside picks up another position, trying to fight his way towards Tanner Marr now. Ryan Bean hanging with him, and the 55 of Mark Young has caught up with him. And the number 12 car, the red car that you see behind the number 55 there, once again, that is not for position. That is Bill Cross. He is 7 laps behind. Woodside coming under attack. Mettler coming down pit road. Lap 105. Mettler is back out again. Looks like that car is not entirely free of damage. There we have Sean Woodside passing the 015. Ryan Bean behind him in 5th. Mark Young seems to be dropping back a little bit there. Looks like he ran a little bit wide here. There you see it. Up in the marbles, losing that momentum. Lets the 12 go. Garrett Crowe passing the 72 of Lauren Arfman. And the number 1 of Chris Northington. That is not for position. He is being followed by the 5. Sean Woodside still in pursuit of Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr trying to get around the back markers there. Tanner is currently the most improved driver since the start. He picked up 8 positions. He is 4.3 seconds behind Jason Tarasenko. There you have him. And Jason is 6.3 seconds behind Dustin Mumberget. So that is about half a lap already. 6 drivers left on the lead lap. The last of them is Mark Young. And if you look behind him, there you see the leader coming. That is Dustin Mumberget right behind us here. That he is going to put a lap on Mark Young. Going by the 71 of James McClellan. Ooh, James runs wide again into the wall. He's trying to stay out of everybody's way, but he's hurting himself in doing so. Here you see it back again in that high area where all the marbles are laying. And that means no grip on the front end, just pushes it into the wall. The 015 way below the yellow line. The 45 now dealing with Tyler Johnson behind him. That is not for a position. Looks like the field is stretching out quite a bit now. Lap 118, we're getting close to the end here. Tanner Marr hanging on to 3rd position quite comfortably now, almost a second on Sean Woodside. And there's your leader, the number 16 car, Dustin Mumberget. 5 laps to go as he crosses the line. Working his way through traffic, passing Ryan Bean there, the 5th positioned car. That means we only have 4 cars on the lead lap. Laps are taken away quickly now. Jason Tarasenko in the 21 in 2nd position, working his way through traffic. The number 4 car of Tanner Marr. So we see quite a few guys that did make it on fuel. As said, I wasn't 100% sure of the fuel window. I figured they would have to make at least 1 stop, but they didn't have to. Ooh, the number 28 of Ryan Bean. It looks like he does need to make a fuel stop. That is costly. Dustin Mumberget is going to take the white flag coming by the flag stand here. There you have it. Dustin Mumberget picks up the win here at Langley. He kicks off the season in the best possible way with the top spot. It is Jason Tarasenko bringing it home in second, and Tanner Marr bringing it home in the third position. Ooh, there you have him, sliding across the line and ending in the wall. Sean Woodside brings it home in fourth. Then it's Mark Young, already has finished. He is a lap down. So let's see if we can find Dustin there. I'm sure he's going to burn some rubber for us here. Your winner tonight, Dustin Mumberget. Best way to start the new season with a win here at Langley. Bringing it around in the opposite direction. Celebrating. And he parks it in victory lane there for us. Let's bring up those results for you. There you have it. Dustin Mumberget, your winner. Jason Tarasenko in second and Tanner Marr in third. Let's go find these guys. Let's see if we can find anybody to talk to. Tanner, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, buddy. I got you loud and clear.
All righty. Hey, man, congratulations on a third place finish there. It looked like you had quite your work cut out for you trying to pass Sean Woodson in that 45 car. It kind of looked to me like coming off the turn, you had to hold back for a little bit to not run into the back of him. You looked like you had better momentum coming off the turn. How did you make that pass?
Yeah, man, my car, it did pretty good on exits. I was struggling a little bit towards the end, was getting really loose, but kind of got into him a little bit going down the straight stretch when he got loose, and that just kind of opened the door for me. He was making the turns really good, so it was just hard to get underneath him. The track was really slick.
So you're saying the track was pretty slick, but it looked to me like the track temperature was not really all that high. So was it like, was there not enough buildup of rubber on the race line? Was that the problem?
Yes, sir, I think so. I think it was just hard to get the throttle put down. It was hard to get the power down underneath him for sure.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of guys get in trouble. Scotty Stevens was one of the first one, I believe, that got it a little sideways there in the beginning, and that was something that I kind of noticed during practice as well. So I just kind of figured it would build up a little bit more. You had an hour of practice on there, you had open qualifying on there, and a race. You kind of figured it would come in a little bit better, but evidently that was not the case.
No, sir, it was definitely slick, and it didn't help being on 125 lap tires either. But we managed it. Thank goodness for the third place. Needed that.
Well, congratulations once again, Tanner. Anybody you want to thank or throw some love yous out there, this is the time to do it, sir.
I just want to say shout out to my family. Thank y'all for supporting me. And Mikhail Falk Designs, he does all my paint schemes. You can look him up on Facebook if you like.
We'll sure do that. Your car looks great, that's for sure. Thank you, Tanner.
Thank you for the broadcast, Mark.
No problem. Jason Tarasenko, what happened on the start?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We had a button box die or something like that, and I couldn't actually start the car, so I had to jump off the grid, remap a bunch of buttons, and get it so it would actually fire up for me.
And you did start from the pit lane, did I see that correctly?
Started from the pit lane, one lap down, yep.
And you got a lucky break there with that first yellow, it looked like, because that kind of brought you back on the lead lap. And from there on, it kind of all just went uphill, didn't it?
Yeah, I was going to be in a tight box because what happened was when I was on pit road there waiting to take the green, when it let me go, it then decided that I was in a pit stop, so it took my right side tire. So I didn't have any tire. I only had left side tires left for the rest of this race. So if the other guys had pitted, I would have been doomsday for me for sure.
Wow, that is unfortunate, man. Wow, but congratulations all the more, man, because you worked your way through there and you made some strong passes past Woodside and Mara there, and walked away from him finally and closed in on Dustin a little bit, I believe. Strong finish there in second place. Good start for the season, Jason.
Yeah, man, it was just total uphill battle right from we used up a lot of tire having to come through the field, and we had some courtesy from a few guys there, but Battle and Tanner and Sean used up some more tires. So you can't get a guy like Dustin, you can't let him get that far out. He's just too fast, he's too good, he doesn't make mistakes. So you can't let a guy like that get too far out. So overall, I'm going to take it after it was just an uphill battle the whole way. So come out of here second, I'll take it for sure.
Obviously, yes. I mean, the second place at the end of a day like that starts in pit road. That's not bad at all. Once again, congratulations, Jason's. Any thank yous and love yous you want to throw out?
Yep, definitely my wife and kids for giving me the time to do this. Midwest Power Source, RBRC, Dynamic Autosports. I wish more of my teammates were running this car, but I'm the only one for now. But we'll see what we can do here. Dustin's going to be a tough competitor. Sean's going to be a tough competitor. This is going to be a good league. I'm looking forward to all the races for sure.
Thank you so much, Jason.
You too. Thank you very much.
Dustin Mumberget, I hope I pronounced your name somewhat correctly. Congratulations on a very strong run here in Langley. It looked like you had pretty much everything under control.
Yeah. We actually had a really good car, which surprised me, and it was actually a really good surprise. Turned out way better than I thought, honestly. I have no experience at this racetrack.
So what is this an open setup? I thought it was fixed setup here.
No, this is open.
Okay, all right. I was misinformed there. So how much practicing and how much work did you put into putting up this car? Because it looked like you had it perfect, man.
Honestly, I didn't test that much. I just used a linear baseline that we had made, and just kind of worked off of that and just made it to where I felt comfortable, and it worked out pretty good.
Absolutely. It looked like you were just pretty much in control the whole way here. So congratulations on that, Dustin. A pretty good run, good way to start off the season. Are you new to this league?
Yeah, actually, this is my first race, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. It's really well run and a lot of fun. Love long races.
All right. Well, you can't do better than that. First race, first win, first race of the season. It's a strong start, sir. You can only go down from here. You know that, right?
Yeah, I just hope that we can kind of ride this as long as we can here, and maybe be talking to you at the end of the season.
Absolutely. So once again, congratulations, Dustin. Any love yous and thank yous for you to throw out there?
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to thank Trent Goodrow Designs. He makes these things look absolutely amazing. I got to thank Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. He's done so much for me throughout my whole iRacing career. I got to thank Thomas Axum, and Dale Shaw is my real life spotter, and he spotted for me tonight. And yeah, couldn't have done it without all of them. It's awesome.
Well, awesome. Thanks again, Dustin. Congratulations once again. Good start of the season. Next week, we're going to go to Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis. Is that also a track that you haven't been on much?
Yeah, I'm actually really unexperienced when it comes to Lucas Oil. I haven't really had much luck there. I honestly tend to struggle pretty bad, but I just hope I can get it figured out and kind of have another top 3 run.
Well, looking from what you did today, we have pretty good confidence that you'll get it figured out.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, man. Congratulations once again.
Appreciate it.
All right, folks, there you have it. The first race for the new season of the Crooked Line Racing Series is in the books. We have Dustin Mumberget bringing it home on the top spot here with Jason Tarasenko in second, Tanner Marr in third.
Well, good race, man. That was pretty good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good race. That was a lot of fun. Wish you didn't have your issue. I wanted to see what I had.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know, man. Like that
Hey,
one button box just
guys,
died. I lost everything.
can you move yourself to another room, please? All right. Sorry for the confusion there. It looks like they were still in the interview room there. Once again, the first race of the new season for the Crooked Line Short Track Oval Racing Series on Monday night. The Monday Night Madness is in the book. Dustin Momberget brings it home on top. Jason Tarasenko in second. Tanner Marr in third. Further down the field, we see unfortunate last place for Scotty Stevens. Had a little trouble in the beginning there. James McClellan still brings it home in 13th position there with 5 laps down. And you can find your favorite driver there going through the order. That'll do it for tonight here at Langley. As said, next week we are going to the Lucas Oil Speedway in Indiana, close to the big track there. But the Lucas Oil track is a short half-mile oval that a lot of drivers enjoy a lot there in Indianapolis. So hopefully you will too. That'll be the same Monday night as this one, a different place, same time. My name is Mark. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out our other leagues on the channel. A lot of similar stuff that we do right now on short ovals and NASCAR racing and bigger tracks with trucks and cup cars. So come and check us out again. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. We'll see you again next week for the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness Racing Series in Lucas Oil Speedway, Indianapolis. Stay healthy out there and be kind to one another. We'll see you next time.